Your tires are lying to you. That ugly brown color isn't dirt, and you don't need to waste $20 on expensive tire shine to make them look black again. Today, I'm showing you the simple, cheap trick that can bring that deep black factory look back in just minutes, without wasting money on products you don't need. At 10, you need to understand what that brown color actually means before you spend another dollar. Your tire contains protective chemicals designed to slow damage from oxygen, ozone, heat, and ultraviolet exposure, and some of those chemicals can migrate toward the surface as the rubber ages. You can see that process as a brown or hazy film, often called blooming, and you can mistake it for road grime even when you just washed your car. That mistake can push you into the tire shine trap, because you see brown rubber and immediately reach for the darkest dressing you can find. Your nightmare starts when appearance becomes more important than inspection, because a glossy sidewall can make cracks, cuts, bulges, or other warning signs harder for you to notice. Consumer Reports specifically tells you to inspect your tires regularly and treat sidewall cracking, cuts, and bulges as serious warning signs. Your brown tires are not automatically bad tires. Your shine cannot make a bad tire safe. At 9, you need to stop believing that every tire dressing protects your rubber. You can find bottles promising shine, conditioning, UV defense, restoration, and showroom gloss for anywhere from a few dollars to more than $20. But you should not assume the price proves the chemistry works. Consumer Reports spoke with tire makers and found that aftermarket products are not necessary to preserve tires, and that the visible shine is mainly cosmetic. You can still use a dressing if you want the appearance, but you should treat it as appearance care instead of a magical anti-aging treatment. Your real protection comes from maintaining correct inflation, inspecting damage, controlling exposure, and replacing tires when their condition demands it. If you spend the $20 trying to save a tire that already has dangerous cracking, you are not protecting your investment, you are gambling with it. Your expensive shine is still just a cosmetic shortcut. At 8, you need to understand why the $1 Glycerin trick looks so convincing. You can buy glycerin cheaply from many pharmacies and stores, dilute it with water, and use a small amount on a properly cleaned sidewall to create a darker satin appearance. Glycerin acts as a humectant, meaning it attracts and retains moisture, and that surface interaction can temporarily make rubber look darker and richer. You can see the transformation almost immediately, which makes the trick feel like some secret detailer formula that costs practically nothing. Your wallet loves that part, but your expectations need to stay realistic because you are changing the appearance, not rebuilding the rubber's protective chemistry. You should also remember that Consumer Reports does not consider aftermarket products necessary for tire preservation. If you want black tires for a few dollars, glycerin can be a cheap experiment, but you should never mistake the shine for protection. Cheap shine is not cheap insurance. At 7, you need to avoid the biggest application mistake, because your 100 trick can become a dust magnet if you get greedy. You should clean your sidewall first with a suitable tire cleaner or mild cleaning solution. Scrub away old residue and road grime with a dedicated brush, rinse thoroughly, and let the rubber dry before you apply anything. You should then dilute the glycerin rather than dumping thick, concentrated liquid across the sidewall. Apply a very thin and even layer with an applicator. Keep every product away from the tread and braking surfaces, and wipe away excess before you drive. Your biggest trap is thinking that more product means more black, because the opposite can happen when excess residue stays tacky and grabs dust. You can end up with streaks, dirt buildup, sling, and a finish that looks worse than the brown rubber you were trying to hide. Your 2-minute cleanup can save you hours of regret later. Thin beats thick every time. At 6, you need to know why some viral tire hacks belong nowhere near your car. You can find videos showing cooking oil, motor oil, petroleum-based liquids, soda mixtures, and other household products turning dull rubber deep black within minutes. And your eyes can easily convince you that the trick works. The financial disaster comes later, because you cannot judge long-term rubber compatibility from a 10-second video. You can create a sticky surface that attracts dust and grime. You can contaminate areas that should remain clean. And you can make future inspection harder because you have covered the sidewall with an unknown residue. You should especially avoid experimenting with brake fluid, because you are dealing with a chemical designed for a completely different job, not a cosmetic rubber dressing. Your tire is one of the few parts of your car where a bad experiment can eventually become a safety problem. If a viral hack looks too good to be true, you should let somebody else's tire take the gamble. At 5, you need to stop judging tire health by color, because black does not equal safe. You can have a beautiful glossy sidewall with dangerous cracking underneath, and you can have a perfectly serviceable tire that looks brown after exposure to sunlight, ozone, heat, and normal road contamination. Consumer Reports recommends regular visual inspections and tells you to take cracking, cuts, and bulges seriously. You should inspect the tread, sidewalls, pressure, and overall condition instead of staring at the shine. You should also check the DOT date code, because the final 4 digits tell you the production week and year. And Consumer Reports notes that some automakers recommend removing tires after 6 years, while some tire manufacturers recommend removal at 10 years regardless of use. Your old tire can look brand new and still be old. A shiny tire can still be a ticking time bomb. At 4, you need to take tire recalls seriously because your cosmetics should never distract you from safety. In 2024, NHTSA recorded 1 R73 vehicle and equipment safety recalls, with more than 29.3 million vehicles recalled and about 1.3 million tires included in those recalls. You can see how serious the issue becomes when you look at an actual example, because a 2024 Toyota Tundra and Sequoia recall covered approximately 12,000 vehicles after inner sidewall damage could cause sudden tire pressure loss and increase the risk of losing vehicle control. Your tire shine would have done absolutely nothing to fix that problem. You should check your VIN and tire information through NHTSA, because recall repairs can be free when an applicable safety recall exists. Your recall check can save you far more than your tire shine ever will. At 3, you need to understand the rain problem before you call Glycerin a miracle. You can apply a thin mixture, step back, and see an impressive dark satin finish. But one heavy rainstorm can wash away much of that cosmetic effect. You can then convince yourself that the product failed and apply another heavy layer, creating the exact buildup that causes the dusty, streaky appearance you were trying to avoid. Your wallet may still benefit, because a tiny amount can last through many applications, but your time and expectations matter too. You should never keep reapplying product simply because your tire looks slightly dull after rain, especially if your tires need inspection more than they need shine. You also need to understand that glycerin does not replace UV protection, does not restore depleted anti-ozonants, does not repair cracking, and does not extend a tire's safe service life. Your 100 liquid changes the look, not the age. At 2, you need to stop using tire shine as an excuse to ignore the maintenance that actually saves you money. Your tire pressure matters because underinflation can increase stress, heat, wear, and fuel consumption, while Consumer Reports recommends regular pressure checks and routine tire inspections as part of responsible maintenance. You should inspect your tread and watch for uneven wear, because shoulder wear can point toward underinflation, while other patterns can reveal alignment, suspension, balancing, or driving problems. You should also look for cuts, bulges, cracks, and impact damage because Consumer Reports warns that damaged sidewalls can require replacement. Your $1 bottle cannot fix a bad alignment, a leaking valve, a damaged belt, a worn suspension component, or a tire that has reached the end of its safe life. Your cheapest maintenance habit is inspection, not shine. At 1, you need to remember the only rule that can keep this entire trick from becoming a costly mistake. You can use glycerin if your goal is a temporary darker cosmetic finish, you can keep the application thin, you can wipe away excess, and you can treat the result as detailing rather than tire protection. You can spend a few dollars instead of repeatedly buying expensive bottles. But you should never let that savings convince you that your tires no longer need proper maintenance. You should check the DOT date, monitor pressure, inspect tread depth, examine every sidewall, look for cracks and bulges, and check NHTSA for open recalls before you worry about making the rubber look perfect. You can make a brown tire look black in minutes, but you cannot make an unsafe tire safe with a bottle. The shine is cosmetic, your safety is not. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more simple car care tips, money-saving tricks, and maintenance advice you can actually use. And drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I always love seeing how far this channel reaches. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video!